Yes, yes, yes. It's football season, but it's also the silly season. Or maybe better put, the ignorant season. Here we are facing maybe the threat of thermonuclear war with Korea. We have hurricanes, earthquakes, and we're talking about football. Why? Why? Because the guy sitting in the White House has a big mouth. Donald Trump did it again. He went down to Alabama to talk to the undereducated, his diehard supporters, and threw them some more red meat about football, about, well, one football player, specifically Colin Kaepernick. He was the former quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. He stirred some controversy because he would not stand during the national anthem before the game. They always played the national anthem. Didn't stand. He would kneel down. Some other players followed suit. And that got Donald Trump all upset. Just really upset. And he had to talk about it this week with everything going on in the world. He had to talk about that.
Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that son of a bitch off the field right now, out, he's fired.
No.
He's fired! When people like yourselves turn on television and you see those people taking the knee when they're playing our great national anthem, the only thing you could do better is, if you see it, even if it's one player, leave the stadium. I guarantee things will stop. Things will stop. Just pick up and leave.
All right, there you go. There is the President of the United States, Donald Trump, and he is all concerned and all upset and getting everybody there at his rally. Why does he have to have rallies? He's the president. He won the election. But it feeds his ego, and he went down there to Alabama, and he's feeding them the red meat. Oh, this guy. And by the way, Colin Kaepernick, a black guy who wasn't, flipping the bird at the nation or the flag. He's just trying to make a statement. And he did. He did draw attention. This was happening. What was happening at that time when he did this? Well, there were unarmed black guys in the inner cities being shot and killed by the cops. He was trying to draw attention, saying, hey, you know what? There's something wrong in our country. These unarmed black guys, not saying they were all good guys, but they were unarmed, were being killed by the cops on the street. They're playing judge, jury, and executioner right there with these suspects. And he was saying that's not right. And that brought up the whole Black Lives Matter. Hey, our lives matter too. We should have the same kind of justice as anybody else. We shouldn't be executed on the street. That's what it was about specifically. He wasn't saying, hey, I hate the flag, I hate the national anthem. He has a right to dissent. And we all have that right. The framers of the Constitution made it the number one thing they put in there, the very first: freedom of speech, freedom of press. And that's what Donald Trump doesn't like. Freedom of thought. If it differs from his in the press, he doesn't like it. He vilifies the press. And citizens, and Colin Kaepernick, even though he's using his fame as a football player, he is a citizen. He has a right to freedom of speech and expression, and trying to bring some attention to an injustice as he saw it. That is what America is about. When we lose that, we lose the right to dissent of what's happening with the government, then we lost it all, folks. That's why the framers made it number one in the Constitution: freedom of press, freedom of speech. That protects us from the government. It keeps them honest. He doesn't like that. and his dumbed-down audience cheering him on. Yeah, when people don't agree with you, let's stomp on them. Let's crush them. Let's shut them up. They don't have a right to dissent. Everybody has to walk in lockstep. Everybody has to admit, at least when Donald Trump is in office, everything is beautiful. Everything is wonderful. President Obama, everything was wrong. You had the right to complain and dissent and do whatever you want. But now, no. Then you're unpatriotic. I would say it's unpatriotic to try to shut people up. When you do that, you're heading towards a third world dictatorship. Look at the Soviet Union, look at China, look at North Korea. They do not allow freedom of speech, freedom of press, and they are oppressed. And if we follow what this guy is trying to push, to shut people up when they dissent, when they have a problem, they want to draw attention to that concern, then we are heading towards that kind of regime. But he doesn't understand it. This is a very lazy guy. He doesn't read. He doesn't understand the Constitution. Didn't pay attention in school, obviously. And unfortunately, he's found enough followers who think the same way he does that he can rant and rave like this and try to take away people's rights, their constitutional rights. The First Amendment, freedom of speech, freedom of press, freedom to dissent. Keeps our nation free. It makes America America. It makes America great. We lose it.